you should eat during your upstate. Exactly. Right. Our metabolism, our guts, our metabolism, our heart, each has an optimal period for energy consumption and for processing food, right? We have the highest levels of insulin. We have the highest glucose metabolism during the day, which is why in his animal studies, he showed that he could have these animals eating like ad nauseum, literally, during the upstate, and then give them a long downstate period of fasting, and they looked like slim little animals. But then when he gave a different group of animals the ability to eat at any time, and they could just eat. Those animals, they ate the same amount of calories, but they got obese, right? Yeah. Because during, when you're high in the upstate of your metabolism, you're able to process this food and the insulin is used to turn it into energy immediately, and you have energy and you use energy because it's daytime and you're out there walking around, hopefully, and doing stuff with it. But when at the end of the day, everything starts to decrease, right? You've used up all your resources. You don't have an endless pool of insulin. Once you get to the end of the day, you're at 20% less insulin. When you start eating during that supposed, that period where you're supposed to be in this downstate period, first of all, eating increases sympathetic arousal. It actually jumpstarts it revs your system up at a time when your sympathetic arousal should be decreasing. But you're also not resourced enough to process the food properly. And so that food, instead of being turned into energy, gets stored as fat. So people are the same as animals. When we eat at night, when we're supposed to be in our upstate of our supposed to be in the downstate of our metabolism, we are not able to process the food correctly, and it gets stored as fat. So people show greater weight gain. So eating a shorter amount of time within a fasting window means that you're basically you're optimizing your metabolism.
Right. What about how does insulin resistance play into that timing?
Right. So when people continue to eat, basically insulin resistance is a development of it's a problem of just not giving your metabolism a break, right? So you just continue to feed it, and not just feed it all day long, which is, definitely taxing on the system, but you're feeding it highly processed food that makes your insulin spike, right? So you have and basically what happens is your body stops making insulin, and then you become insulin resistant, and that's the beginning of type 2 diabetes.